Facts First presents. Son doesn't trust the people who cared for his mother, so he set up a hidden camera. What he found was heartbreaking. One of the hardest things in the world to deal with is watching your parents get old. After a while, it can become difficult for your parents to care for themselves. Therefore, it's up to the family to make arrangements for their care. In many cases, this means moving into a nursing home. Most nursing homes claim to be reputable, happy, caring places for people who live out their final days. Often, this is the case. There are plenty of reputable nursing homes all around the world. Unfortunately, some nursing homes are not quite as reputable. When a man named Camille had to put his mother Helen into a nursing home, he expected everything to be all right. Unfortunately, he was very wrong. This son didn't trust his mom's caregiver, so he set up a hidden camera, and what he found on the recording broke his heart. Before we tell you what happened, help us out by clicking that like button, and also be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell so you don't miss our future videos. Helen was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, and at first she was able to care for herself, but sadly, over time she could no longer do the things that she needed to do. Finally, Camille decided that it would be best for his mother to be placed in a nursing home where she could get 24-hour care. He figured that if he put his mother in a home that he would get the care she needed and she would be safe. Well, after doing some research, Camille thought that he had found a great place for his mother to live. Instead, he experienced one of the worst cases of abuse by a nursing home staff. Shortly after Camille moved Helen into the nursing home, something just didn't feel right to him. Each time he went to see his mother, he just got a bad feeling about it. The final straw was when he went to see his mother and she had a black eye. The staff gave Camille a story about his mother losing her balance in the shower, but Camille didn't believe that story. His mother's Alzheimer's was getting worse, and she couldn't clearly tell Camille what had really happened. Camille believed that his mother didn't even remember how she got the black eye. Well, after that incident, he decided to take matters into his own hands, and he went out and bought a hidden camera and placed it in his mother's room. Like any son, he just wanted to make sure that his mother was safe. When he checked the video footage, he couldn't believe what he was seeing. One male staff member was caught on video blowing his nose on Helen's sheets. He was in her room to change the sheets, and before putting the clean ones on, he blew his nose. Camille was livid, but that wasn't the worst thing he saw. In another part of the video, Camille saw two employees making out in his mother's room. The man had his hands down the female's pants, and Helen can be seen there in the same room looking very frightened. Camille was horrified at what he was seeing on the video. He was afraid to keep watching. He knew his mother's life was at stake here, so he kept watching. Next, he saw other residents in the home in his mother's room stealing things, and none of the staff seemed to mind or care. Even worse, one of the staff members was waving Helen's feces in her face. That was one of the most despicable things that Camille saw on the video. When Camille had finished watching the video, he knew he had to do something. He released the film to the media, and he gave a copy to the nursing home's director, Alan Cavell. When the story got out, he promised to overhaul procedures, fire people, and make sure that nothing like this would ever happen again. After Camille moved his mother out of that home, one of the staff members who was fired was reinstated. No one was even prosecuted for what they did to this man's mother. Sadly, Helen passed away in September of 2016. She did not deserve to be treated this way in life. Nobody does. But thanks to her son, she did have a dignified end. Helen was a mother of 7 children. She was also a nurse during World War II. She deserved to be treated like a queen in that nursing home. Instead, she was basically tortured. Places like this are rare, but they get the news, they get the publicity, so they give nursing homes a bad name. If you think that your loved one is not being cared for properly in a nursing home, do something about it. If Camille hadn't, his mother's last days would have been horrible. Subscribe for more.